Pep Guardiola's Manchester City is now experiencing something they never had to. Instead of winning, City are on a losing streak. Manchester-based club lost to Tottenham 4-0 in the Premier League over the weekend, making it now 5 losses across all formats on the trot. Enough reason for me to try and highlight some concerns in the City camp. What's more worrying, though, is the fact that they aren't just losing, they are being outplayed by their opponents. Before Tottenham, it was Brighton that gave City the reality check. In the Champions League, Sporting ran riot in their 4-1 win. 13th ranked Bournemouth convincingly beat City 2-1 in Premier League. Tottenham, of course, got the better of City 2-1 in the League Cup as well. The once confident Pep Guardiola is now calling his own team fragile.
I would say we are quite fragile right now. That is obvious. There are many things that are going to happen that we need to do to break the results as much as possible to get more positive and confident. We were not able to win it, to give an extra action afterwards.
Be it the Premier League, Champions League or the domestic cup competitions, the champions have fallen off the grid all through. So much so that Manchester City have become the butt of all jokes and memes all over the internet. Well, my favourite has to be the one where Pep Guardiola transitions to Erik ten Hag. But while many of these are brutal, though, jibes made at Manchester City, San Marino targeting City stood out. This is the official page of a national team, a team that's ranked lowest in the FIFA rankings. Them challenging Manchester City and being confident of beating them shows how perilous a situation Manchester City find themselves in currently. But what has led to this slump at this moment? Maybe this. Manchester City forward Erling Haaland has seen his form fall off a cliff ever since that incident that you just witnessed. Haaland clashed with Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta in September and famously told him to stay humble. This was after their 2-2 draw against the Gunners. But ever since that day, Haaland has only scored 2 goals in the past 2 months. So clearly, Haaland has gone from asking Arteta to being humble to now being humbled on the pitch.
It's not normal in a club like this. It hurts. It clearly does. It's about restarting. It's about looking at what's next. It's about staying in the present moment and to look what's ahead.
It's not just Haaland's failure that has hurt City. Manchester City's defence has been lacklustre. The club has failed to defend easy chances, and the reason behind that is Ballon d'Or winner Rodri's absence. He was ruled out of the season due to an ACL injury, but should a club as big as Manchester City, as successful as Manchester City, only rely on 1 or 2 players to take them through? As despite the mammoth signings they have made in the past 5 years, looks like Manchester City are a little more dependent on just a few players to carry them.
It's a group of players who have run a million miles. They've been sensational, but they've become a little bit punch-drunk, leggy, lacking in energy. They've lost players and a couple of vital players out through injury.
Now, I understand that the calendar has become quite packed. There are more games now, less breaks, and yes, that's bound to take a toll on the players. But it's not only about Manchester City. They're not the only club that's playing all these games. Every other club is in a similar situation and is forced to play more matches now. Maybe Pep Guardiola needs to start rotating his players before it's too late for his squad, because up ahead is a challenging task for the Manchester City boss. They're set to face Feyenoord in Champions League, who have won as many games as City in the tournament this season. And of course, the biggest test will be against a red-hot team and title favourites Liverpool at the Premier League. With Haaland misfiring, Rodri still unavailable and Kevin De Bruyne's return much awaited. Maybe City need to look towards their bench, make some bold moves. That's the only way they can possibly look to arrest what looks like a bit of a downhill journey.